Jerusalem, and I want to thank you all for coming here. And having thanked you, I want to, as the people behind us often say, I want to turn over the remainder of my 3 minutes to my wife, Cindy.
We are enormously thrilled to see all of you here. Thank you for making this journey. In 2003, Rachel wrote to us, "The international media and our government are not going to tell us that we are effective, important, justified in our work, courageous, intelligent, valuable. We have to do that for each other. And one way we can do that is by continuing our work visibly." Yesterday and today and this past week, across this country and the world, in Seattle, Portland, and Olympia, in London and Amsterdam, Sydney and Melbourne, Johannesburg and Cape Town, Sao Paulo and Mumbai, and in Ramallah and Tel Aviv, people have gathered to say no to 40 years of Israeli occupation and oppression. They have gathered and said yes to human rights, international law, and to freedom, equality, and a just peace for the people of Israel and Palestine. Rachel wrote to our extended family and friends that she was in Rafah because she recognized that as a citizen of the United States, she had responsibility for what was happening there. All of us recognize the responsibility we hold as well. And we are together here in Washington today, organized and ready to tell our national leaders and representatives in Congress that we are not going away. We are not going away until we have a foreign policy that treats Palestinians with the same regard that it treats Israelis. We are not going away until we secure an equitable future for Palestinians and Israelis alike and restore hope and possibility to all the children of the region. We are not going away until we have a foreign policy in this country that works again on building relationships in the world rather than building empire. In February 2003, Rachel wrote to us of kids. She wrote to us of Azza, a small girl in Rafah, who when she heard Israeli shooting, cried at first, and then went alone to see if the door to her home was open or closed. Asa thought that if the door was open, the Israeli soldiers could come to harm her or to take her away. so she went alone to close the door. Alice from the UK, who held Rachel as she died, told us about her Jewish cousins in Israel whom she feared for whenever she heard of a suicide bombing. In my life now are 2 young children, a grandson and a granddaughter about to be born. For Asa in Gaza, for Alice's cousins in Israel, for my grandchildren here in the U.S., it's time to end this tragic and debilitating occupation. It is time to begin taking the steps to a future where all these children can truly share with one another, in which they can open their doors and their hearts to one another and feel safe. As Rachel wrote on February 27th about the occupation, after a particularly difficult day in Rafah, this has to stop. I think it is a good idea for us all to drop everything and devote our lives to making this stop. I don't think it's an extremist thing to do anymore. I still really want to dance around to Pat Benatar and have boyfriends and make comics for my coworkers, but I also want this to stop. Thank you.